So I have a quick bonus for you that builds off of the video where we talked about how storytelling automatically triggers a release of cortisol, that is the chemical that focuses attention immediately. And how you can use that to make sure that in a job interview or any meeting, that the person you're speaking to is really paying attention. And I had a very powerful experience that illustrates this when I was teaching strengths and storytelling to a group of high school students who were part of this program run by the governor to help promising young students from all walks of life intern with different companies around the state, get jobs, move their careers forward, etc. So this is a week-long program. They were cranking all day with different classes and workshops and lessons and what have you. And I had them for about an hour and a half, coming right up to lunch. Now they only got 20 minutes for lunch. And our session was running over a little bit. So you can imagine what the last 5 minutes of that session were like, of like people sliding their laptop into the bag, trying to zip it quietly, but they wanted to be ready to go and get lunch as soon as possible. And so what did I do? I did what every grown-up does. Well, hold on everyone, not so fast, blah, blah. And did they pay attention? They did not. They ignored me. Of course they did. I would, you would, anyone would. But then, as I tend to do when I'm speaking, without even meaning to, I kind of slipped into a story. And so the final point that I wanted to make as they left for lunch was coming out in the form of a story. And all of a sudden I said, wait a minute, everyone stop. Nobody move. I want you to hold your body in exactly the position it's in right now. And I want you all to notice something. And in this room of high school students, I said, if everyone would look at the young woman sitting in the front row at the end, she's sitting like this. And right behind her, and behind her, and behind her. 4 young women in a row. And then I started calling out. Over 60% of the room had the exact same body position. The universal sign for I'm completely paying attention right now. And so I said, y'all seeing this? And they were all kind of like, whoa, this is weird. What's going on? I said, do you know why that is? Why that position? I could show you a picture of a person like this. With no other context, you would know that they were really paying attention to what was going on. So what is it about that body position? It's this. When a story starts happening, that pump of cortisol into our system makes us pay such intense attention that your body doesn't want to waste energy holding up your head. So you rest it on your hand. And your mouth kind of hangs open because you're not even paying attention to keeping it closed. That's how powerful and how automatic that cortisol hit is when you start telling a story. I didn't mean to do it with those kids, but it happened, and I wanted to share it with you so that you have confidence going forward. When you start telling a story, people are going to lock in instantly. See you next time.